Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something huge.
Definitely big.
How do you actually make TikTok work? Not just, posting stuff, but building a real connection, getting people hooked on your content. We're looking at creating an engaging TikTok content plan.
Yeah, it's crucial, isn't it? Because with what, over 1 billion users now,
Yeah.
just throwing videos out there,
hmm
really,
Yeah.
it's not going to cut it. You need a strategy, a plan.
Exactly. And our source for this deep dive is an article called How to Create an Engaging TikTok Content Plan That Captivates Your Audience Every Time. So, our mission today is pretty clear. Take the key ideas from this source, boil them down, and give you a blueprint for actually making waves on TikTok.
A clear path through all that noise.
Right. And for anyone wanting to maybe speed things up a bit, the article does mention rapidboost.net. It's pointed out as a place you can look into for boosting social media profiles, getting more visibility if you're trying to accelerate growth on TikTok or, other platforms too.
Good to know. But the article kicks off with something really fundamental. It says the best plans, the ones that really engage, they don't start with trends. They start with understanding people.
Okay, let's dig into that because that feels like the core idea, right? Before formats, before sounds, before anything else. Who are you actually trying to reach?
Precisely. It gives Addison Rae as an example. Her early stuff clicked because she got Gen Z, the dance trends, the relatable vibes. It wasn't accidental. The source says you need to get specific. Like, what's their age? What are they into? What problems might they have? Or, what feelings are they chasing when they open the app?
Entertainment, education, inspiration, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. What do they want from you?
So you're basically building a persona for your ideal viewer. And thankfully, TikTok actually helps with this. It gives you tools.
It does. If you've got a Prey account, the analytics section is, well, gold. The article really emphasizes looking at your top videos. What were the themes, the formats, what really clicked, and crucially, when are your people online and active?
Right. There was that example in the source, the food creator.
Yeah, they saw their kitchen hack videos took off right after lunch. I mean, that's super specific, actionable insight right there. You can plan around that.
And it's not just staring at charts, is it? The article talks about diving into the actual, conversation happening around your content.
Yes, that's so important. Look beyond the dashboard. See how people use Duet and Stitch with your videos. Jump into a live, see what questions pop up, or even better, reply to comments with a video response.
Ah, okay. So that gives you that raw, unfiltered feedback.
Totally. It's like a direct line to what your audience is thinking and feeling in real time. Super valuable.
All right, so let's say you've done that homework. You really understand your audience, what makes them tick, what's next. How do you build a structure, a plan that delivers for them consistently?
Okay, so this is where content pillars come in. The article positions these as like the backbone of your whole plan, your main themes.
Content pillars. Okay.
Yeah, think of them as, say, 3 to 5 core topics or formats that you keep coming back to. They make your content recognizable and repeatable.
I like that. It tackles the, ugh, what do I post today? feeling. The source mentioned an eco skincare brand example, right? Their pillars could be things like ingredient education, sustainable routines, maybe behind the scenes stuff.
Exactly. Or myth busting, customer stories,
Yeah.
things like that. Gives you lanes to stay in, basically.
Yeah.
And these lanes need to line up with your brand or your personality and what your audience actually cares about.
So it provides structure, but you don't want to become boring either. Predictable.
That's the balance, yeah. You need consistency,
Yeah.
but also freshness. The article talks about intentional experimentation.
Intentional experimentation. Okay.
Think of Cobby Lame. His reaction format is predictable, right?
Mhm.
But the situations he reacts to are always different. So maybe you stick to your pillars most of the time, but you deliberately weave in a trending sound or challenge now and then, but make it fit your style.
Or recurring series within a pillar, like Quick Tips Fridays or something.
Perfect example. That builds anticipation within your structure. And underlying all of this, each piece of content, no matter the pillar, needs that hook.
Ah, the hook again. Always back to the hook.
Always. To make pillars work, you got to grab attention instantly. What's the reason to stop scrolling this time? Are they going to learn something? Laugh. Be surprised.
Which leads us right into optimizing the actual video formats. How do you make the content itself sticky, keep people watching?
Right. You have to play to TikTok's game, which is short vertical video. And yeah, like you said, it all hinges on that first, maybe 3 seconds. That hook is absolutely critical.
3 seconds feels like an eternity on TikTok sometimes. The article really nails this. It says, use bold visuals, ask a really intriguing question like, what happens if you freeze honey? Or make a big promise, double your followers in 30 days. Something like that.
Yeah, ignite that curiosity.
Yeah.
Or hit an emotion straight away. Make them feel like they have to see what happens next. And even in super short videos, the source points out the best ones often have a mini story, like setup, action, payoff.
Like the kombucha girl meme. Brittany Brewski.
Yep.
That whole roller coaster of emotion in seconds.
Exactly. That's a perfect, if accidental, example. And TikTok gives you all the tools right in the app to build that story.
Text overlays, effects, sounds.
Right, transitions. Green screen is huge for reactions or explainers, voiceovers, duets, stitch. You gotta get fluent with those tools. Use the platform's own language.
And what about length? TikTok allows longer videos now, up to 10 minutes, I think.
Yeah, but the article notes that, honestly, that 15 to 45-second range, still off of the sweet spot for the algorithm. You have to watch your average watch time and completion rate in your analytics. See where people drop off.
So longer can work, maybe for deep dives or tutorials, but you need to earn that time.
Definitely. The algorithm loves completion, so you need to know what length actually holds your audience. Which brings us to trends. You can't ignore them, but the article has a really smart angle on how to use them effectively.
Right, it wasn't just jump on every trend. It was more like use trends as a background, a
Yeah.
stage for your own thing.
Exactly. Just copy-pasting what everyone else is doing. That leads to burnout for you and boredom for your audience. Fast. The key is spotting trends early.
Right.
Check the Discover page, your For You page. Follow those trend alert accounts. Maybe use specific tools like Trend Talk.
Get ahead of the curve a bit.
Yeah, and then instantly think, okay, how do I put my spin on this? It's about the remix.
It's a remix mindset. I like that.
Don't just do the dance challenge. Use the trending audio to, I don't know, show a day in your life if you're a small business owner. Or if you're a fitness creator, adapt the trend to a workout. Comedians using trends with their pets. That's the remix. Use the template, but make the content uniquely yours.
And you can even wrap evergreen stuff like tutorials or explainers in a trending format, like using a popular AI voice for a history lesson or something. Smart way to stay relevant.
Totally. So, okay, you've got your audience figured out, pillars are set, formats are optimized, you know how to handle trends. Now, the actual scheduling, putting it all together.
And the big word here, according to the source, is consistency. Absolute bedrock. For the algorithm, yes, but also for your audience.
You gotta show up regularly.
Yeah.
And you need to figure out when your specific audience is actually scrolling. Check your analytics for those peak times. The general advice, mornings, evenings, weekends, it's okay as a starting point, but it might be totally wrong for you. Like the article says, if you're in the UK, but most of your fans are in the US.
You got to post on their time, not yours. Makes sense. And I like that the article wasn't pushing some crazy posting schedule. It said, what, 3-5 high-quality videos a week can be totally fine.
Yeah, quality over quantity, absolutely. But consistency within that is key. Look at Alex Earl's Get Ready With Me videos. They worked because they were daily, yes, but also consistently fresh and relatable within that format.
And the only sane way to manage that kind of consistency seems to be batching content.
Oh, for sure. Block out time. Brainstorming time, scripting time, filming, editing. Get it done in chunks. Use a content calendar, Google Sheets, Notion, Later, whatever works for you, plan it out.
Stay ahead of the game.
Exactly. But leave some breathing room, too. So if a perfect spontaneous trend pops up, you can actually jump on it without messing up your whole flow.
Right. And the final crucial piece the article emphasizes, this plan isn't static. You don't just make it and forget it. It has to evolve.
Constantly, you have to measure, evaluate, adapt. And the source points to the metrics that really matter, beyond just likes.
Yeah, that was important. Likes are nice, but the algorithm really cares about average watch time and completion rate. That tells TikTok people are actually sticking around.
Huge signals. And shares and saves, too. That shows real resonance. Someone found it valuable enough to keep or pass on. And look at the quality of comments. Are people engaging deeply, asking questions, or just, fire emojis?
That qualitative feedback again, listening to what people are actually saying.
Absolutely critical. Read the comments, check DMs, run polls in your stories, do Q&As, stitch responses to common questions. Basically, ask your audience what they want more of or less of.
And that feeds into the final loop. Test, pivot, repeat.
Use all that data, all that feedback. Look at your performance, maybe monthly. See what's working. Double down on those themes or formats. What's falling flat? Okay, maybe phase it out or try remixing it in a different way. Even the biggest TikTokers are always tweaking things. You got to stay agile.
So the source nicely ties it all together with that actionable checklist at the end, kind of a step-by-step.
Yeah, it's a great summary. Step 1, define that core audience. Really nail down who you're talking to using data and feedback.
2, Choose your 3-5 content pillars, your main themes aligned with you and your audience.
3. Brainstorm and batch. Think about recurring series. Film efficiently to stay consistent.
4. Map it out. Get a calendar, schedule your posts, use your analytics to pick the best times.
And 5. Monitor, tweak, adapt. Always be tracking metrics, listening to feedback, testing new things, and refining that plan regularly.
Plus, that little reminder at the end. Actually schedule time just to browse, spot trends, and let yourself be creative organically. The plan is structure, not a straitjacket.
Yeah, exactly. Building a TikTok presence that really pulls people in. It's definitely part science, part art. You need that audience understanding, the pillar structure, the killer hooks, the smart trend integration, consistent planning, and constant analysis.
The feeds that really work, they feel intentional, like a curated journey that entertains or informs and makes you, the viewer, feel like they get you. The creators winning are planning smart, trying bold things, and aren't afraid to change course quickly based on results.
And hopefully this blueprint we've unpacked gives you that framework to start building.
Absolutely. So thinking about everything we've discussed, what's one key insight about your audience that you'll use today to maybe sketch out your first content pillar? And how are you going to measure if it's actually connecting?